Alright guys, welcome back. Episode, I don't even know now, it's like 6, 7? Last episode we finished off with going AFK to get some cactus because we're going to need it, and I unknowingly left my PlayStation on for like a day and a half. So it's not the most efficient farm, as you can see, but we've got a whole load of cactus, and all our other farms have been running, and so they've got a fair bit of produce, I guess is what you call it. Like, our iron farm has got a ridiculous amount now. So yeah, that was a bit of an accident. But yeah, as for today's episode, we are finishing this. Actually finishing it, not doing what we did last episode when we said we were going to finish it. It will be done. I don't care how long it takes me, it will be done. And then, what else? I want to get started on a farm. Don't know which one specifically, but it's going to be one that I'm going to need. The one I've got in mind is probably a slime farm, but that takes a lot of mining, and I'd rather wait until I had a beacon or something like that just to make it go a whole lot quicker. So yeah, need to figure out what we're doing in that regard. But okay, I'm out of food. But yeah, good progress from doing nothing, really. The smart thing to do this episode would be beat the Ender Dragon, get some shulker, get the elytra, just make your life so much easier. But I think I said it in the first episode, I don't want to just rush into what is the end game of Minecraft, which is pretty much once you've got your elytra, you're good to go. I kind of want to experience the boots on the ground playstyle. So that's why I'm not doing all that right away. I obviously could go there right now. I could probably have gone 2-3 episodes ago. Got everything geared up properly, but there's no point rushing into things. That's some life advice from Dribbler. My main issue so far has been I'm trying to tackle these big builds sort of right away because I kind of want to get a feel for what we will be building, but I just don't have the resources or the infrastructure to sort of fund them. So I'm spending hours and hours just mining all the stuff for it when I could really be working towards automating it. And so I'm wasting time in the long run, sort of just going out and mining all this stuff. So I think we're going to take a little shift in the direction of this series, at least for the next few episodes, in trying to get, well, we can't make sandstone or sand renewably. Well, you might be able to, but not in a way that's any better than just going out and mining it. But stuff like gravel, which you need, and all the dyes, because we're going to need a lot of dyes for all the concrete we are planning on using. Maybe even terracotta, not that I have any. But yeah. So although I'm going to finish this episode, it's not going to be the first thing I do. I've been thinking what would be the best farm to have in place from the start, or what do we need, or what could be more useful, is actually how it would be. And the answer to that is moss. Well, a moss farm. It gives us dye, gives us bone meal, which is the dye, I guess. Gives us moss, which makes things, easier to mine, because you can just hoe it later. Means we don't need to set up beacons and stuff. I think when we end up making a slime farm, which should be soon, because you need slime to make a lot of other farms, so it's quite an urgent sort of commodity. I think we've got maybe like 5 up there. I don't know. I don't really remember where I got them from, but we've got some. So yeah, I'm going to get started on a moss farm, and the place it's going to go is here. So the original plan when we put this building exactly where we did is, they'll just join on the corner and this pillar will be between the two. And then I sort of vision for it changed and we're going to add this big cyan bit. That's the only way I've got to describe it, a big cyan bit. So they can't really connect here anymore. So what we are going to do is sort of dig out up to here, which is, there's going to be a building here anyway, but we're going to pretty much put the moss bit underground. It won't be underground here, it will be at ground level, but like most of it should come into this section, and it's going to be quite a big old building. So we're not going to build the building, we're just going to build the farm because we've got stuff to do here. Plan. Okay, so I have dug out the sort of area which this build can take up. It took a lot longer than I thought it was. There was a bit more actual landmass than I anticipated, but we're there. So this is sort of the template of where we can build the building. I don't know exactly what it's going to look like. In fact, I don't know at all what it's going to look like. I've not even given it any thought. So basically I'm going to try and make the moss bit in this sort of corner where it would actually affect the shape of the building. But it needs to be the shape because it follows the outside of the staircase we've got and then meets up at this level. So it's actually going to be like a very, very tall building because it goes all the way to there, and this is pretty much the roof there, but it's not. This is like the ground floor almost if you're looking at it from this level. So I don't think we'll make it go massively high. It might just be something that's sort of 1 story or a bit like that, looking from this height, but it's going to be fairly large. But we don't need to worry about that for now. Again, I'm just making a very simple farm because it's not going to be something, bar maybe the first night or the first few hours after we build it, it's not going to be something we need to AFK at because we will literally be here 100% of the time because everything we own is here. So it's only this, and if we do need anything bigger, well, we can go and build something bigger. But this should be more than enough to supply our very basic needs at this point. Well, I've got another raid thing attached to me again. I need to remember not to run over that way. Although that's where we are building. I hope I'm not in range. Otherwise, it's hide in a hole for an hour again. Okay, we have some disappointment. This farm does nothing that I wanted it to do. So I made it to try and get bone meal, but it's actually like bone meal negative. So if I put in 6 and, well, it will grow some, wash it away. It's like it works in terms of it does what it's meant to do, but it just doesn't make enough of it to resupply it. Like we've gone through, and we've got 2 back with stuff left in there. 2, so we're out now. That's pretty much all washed away. 1 of them won't make a difference. And we've got 2. I thought you were like guaranteed to get more back just from me guessing that was how it worked. But how this farm was actually meant to work is you're meant to just supply it with infinite bone meal and you get that stuff. So although it was a nice, simple, compact farm, we're going to have to do it again. So just wasted a whole lot of time, which I didn't have because, spoiler, this video goes out tomorrow. Well, actually, it is now today it goes out. It is 7 minutes past midnight, so this video goes out today. And we have achieved nothing. And I made I've already made like 30 bone meal using kelp. So we've also got rid of we've just wasted 6 stacks of kelp, really. And we have, none. I can't see any. It's because I didn't pick it up. So 6 stacks of kelp has gone into 2 bone meal. How successful. Okay, so we're officially on attempt 2 now. Okay, this should be doing something. No? Is that... maybe that's doing something? Nope. Okay. I think I've done something wrong. I think I've done it. I might have done it slightly wrong, though. I think that water should be moved 1 block forward. But it's looking positive. Oh dear. That could have messed everything up. I think it might have. Oh yeah. Ugh. Nightmare. That doesn't look right. It said put furnaces. I'm guessing furnaces only stop pistons in Java version. That's another thing I've just learned. Great. Right, my guess is obsidian would do the job. I don't have any. Okay, I don't have any, but I do have a lot of lava because of our little lava contraption. Oh, I don't want to lose everything now. So we're just going to turn a bunch of lava buckets into obsidian. Very intelligent. And also very messy. Okay, I'm experiencing a fair few differences between Java and Bedrock now. I believe the tutorial I'm watching is on Java, so I'm having to make a couple adjustments, a bit like the obsidian. Java has you put that there, and when you open it, the water flows. But when it's just stationary, when it's upright, it's held. That's not the case here. So we're going to have to do something a bit different. We are having to dig slightly out of the sort of bounds of where we built this building, but no one's ever going to see this, and we're definitely not building a basement that goes 20 blocks down from where the next building along starts, so it shouldn't be an issue. I keep having this weird thing appear. It's happened 3 or 4 times in different places, but it's this particle that just kind of floats. And I have no idea what it is. It's very strange. There's a lot of glitches in this version. It's at this point I'm kind of going off the guidance of the tutorial, because a couple of things I didn't mean to do that. A couple of things didn't work the same, so the timings are all different and all the placements off. So I'm kind of just figuring it out by myself. Right, I've put in 3 bone meals. Let's see if this actually somewhat works. It's looking good. I need to try and fix this because that will be exposed. I really don't want that. Oops. Pick some up. It looks like it's producing stuff. Let's just hope that's enough to make more bone meal than we put in. And we might need more than 1 composter to make it work, because we currently have overflow coming out the corners. That's not what I anticipated happening, but it's looking good because we put in 3, got out 6. So it's definitely working a lot better. We now have an automatic system. So it sends out 1 bone meal. And hopefully, yes, and they come back in. Cool. Let me set up another. Oh dear, that's probably ruined a lot of things. Okay, I've turned it back on again. I kind of just shifted this bit down. But what we hopefully will be seeing is, well, after it's been running a bit, is we're going to see most of it going in here, which will then compost and go round into this dropper system. Hopefully, yeah, that sends it all the way up. There's a hopper there which leads into the dispenser, which then, I didn't mean to do that, fires it into, I'll fix that later, fires it into the moss, which sends it down, brings it back here, and any overflow, which is actually a fair bit, we'll then put into storage over here. Looking good. Okay, so I've added a second composter sort of setup because we were just sending a lot of it through to the storage. So now we should be creating bone meal as an excess rather than sort of just kind of maintaining the same amount. I'd hope. It looks to be that way, at least. Yeah, so we now have a moss farm, hopefully getting less moss, more bone meal. And it functions, which is a lot better than the first one. And it's a lot later than I anticipated this coming together, because, yeah, it's 1:30 in the morning. But we've got moss. So I'm going to call it a day in terms of real life day. And tomorrow, it's going to be a busy old day for me, having to edit this entire video and complete a hotel that's non-existent. Well, the height's pretty much there. I'm only planning on the grey going up to like that point or something. So it's not too far off, but there's no detail on it. Whether we add the sort of the rooms inside yet, I don't know. But I'm happy with how far we've got in this session, at least. So I'm in a little bit of a predicament in terms of the positioning of this thing. In hindsight, I would have moved it all along by one block, but I'm not prepared to do that, at least not now. Oh, that was close. So what the issue is, we need to allow the items to drop down there, but the issue we have is, in doing so, it's visible from the steps. So the best way I found so far of doing it was with walls, because I originally tried, what did I try? So I've got a stair there, so it can drop down and it can be picked up by the hopper underneath the stair, which is fine. That works. And then, but having a upside down stair, which would be the optimal route, doesn't work because it doesn't fit blocks underneath it. It doesn't let them drop down, so we can't do that. And so we're currently struggling a bit in terms of hiding aspects of the farm. So what I'm going to try and do, or I am trying to do, is add a little bit of water that hopefully pushes. I need a bit more, so, or like a stronger current. Oh, that did move it. So it'll hopefully push it all past that point. I maybe need to even go one block further, so we could get rid of the walls altogether if I can get through here. So it would go. It's a very makeshift system because I think it will actually harm our drops because you can't spawn azalea on top of water. But realistically, that's not going to do much. That does seem to be working. So anything, let me drop some stuff. Anything that gets dropped along that row gets either pushed back this way, and when the currents meet, it'll slowly get pushed in a diagonal. And then it rests on the edge there, gets sent down. That was a much easier fix than I thought, but I'm content with that. And what's the best way of showing you? It now, obviously I'll get rid of the walls, but it's now flush. Oh. Okay, yeah, that stuff doesn't matter. I thought about changing how the walls work, like putting something up there, but no, that's not necessary. So, much happier. Okay, so I don't actually have enough concrete to get this up to the full height. As you can see, it's not fully complete. Oh, I've missed a line. But we're going to convert it all into actual concrete rather than just the powder. And then we're going to start on sort of making the windows and floors, because I thought about this one. In order to make the windows, we need to mine some concrete. And hello, can I just knock you down somewhere? Don't die. Oh, I think he nearly died. Go down, go down. Oh, no. How does he do that? I'm a bit sad. I never stood him up from where he came, like from where we taped him. But I am a bit sad. Okay. I kind of lost what I was talking about. Oh, yeah. In order to make the windows, we'll have to mine out concrete, which means we'll then get enough concrete to finish this. It's very intelligent. Although Mika and the dog was not. Sorry, Mr. Wolf. So I'm planning on every room to be this, well, to be identical, but there'll be this 5x5 and 4 blocks tall, and that should be, I don't have anything, should be good enough to sort of get us all the way up and not make it that repetitive, hopefully. And I don't know what I'm going to do with torches, but so we'll just put one in the middle for now. So I think we will actually make these rooms accessible, but not functional. So we kind of set up an elevator. It is just a tube of water, but I guess we could make an elevator if it's compact enough. I'm just building the bottom layer out of actual concrete, not the powder, just so everything doesn't fall to the floor. And again, this might not be the actual bottom layer. We'll see how it looks and decide from there. So we're kind of placing a bolt in every 3 blocks. I'm trying to count correctly, but I might have messed up here and there. But eventually it'll be 3 blocks. So this is what we're looking at right now. Beautiful, isn't it? Now it will curve over, but I need to convert this to actual concrete and almost definitely get some more of it. So it's a bit plain, you see, but this whole area will be built up. It'll be right next to the river. Realistically, if you're ever going to see it, it's going to be from inside one of the buildings here, or just flying past it quite quickly. I know that sounds like an excuse, but I quite like the idea of having just a block of colour somewhere. And as for when you come down, what will probably be one of the only steps or ways to get down here. Right now it is the only way, but we'll see about later. Maybe something down there. You can see the bolts a bit more. Obviously this will be a building, but you'll come down here and see it. And like this view, it doesn't look like anything too drastic. It's just a small slither of colour. So I'm quite happy with how it's coming out. So this episode is meant to come out on Sunday, the 14th of May. The exact date, well, the exact time it is now is 23:28 on Sunday, the 14th of May. So I don't think that's when it's going to be released. I'm going to try and finish it in this session. Editing might take a while, but if anyone that's desperately waiting, which I hope there is, I don't think there is, but good to meet you if you are. I'm sorry for the late post. It shall be out hopefully before you realise it's tomorrow. Okay, so we've got all the rooms sort of built. Obviously not decorated yet, although I'd say most of them. Can I make that jump? Yes. Most of them are lit up. We've got, okay, you can't actually see any that are lit up. They have glowstone in. So I need to get some more. I presume I've got more at the zombie farm from trading with the cleric. So I need to fill up, pretty much just the top floor, plus like 2 rooms. And then poke some windows in. Okay, no, there's another floor. So quite a lot of floors I need to do. And then we build this in a nice curve over there, and everything works out wonderfully. And I've got to do that and upload the video in 20 minutes. So best of luck to me. For some reason it's stopped producing moss. And I don't really know why. Like, we've got some here, so we can like restart again. But it ran out, and it seemed to be producing more than it was using before. So not really. I should put it up here. I'm not really certain why that happened. I'll have to keep an eye on it. So I'm just gonna converting concrete into, well, concrete by stacking up and mining down, but thought it was worth showing you. It's starting to actually, oh dear, it's starting to actually look city-like. I know it's tiny, but with the buildings kind of close together, imagine that's built up. Oops. Okay. But like, because it's so close together and everything, it is starting to look somewhat like how we like it. And we have got 3 different style buildings right now, so it kind of adds to how dispersed? I don't know if that's the right word, but we're going to go with it. How dispersed things look. So, but yeah, like that. Imagine it as blue. Looks like the beginning of a town or a city. So that's made me more happy with what we've got. Since this episode's already going to be late, I think we may as well make it even later and decorate the actual interior of this building. The decoration is not going to be fancy. Every building, every room, bar, the ones down the middle that are a bit thinner are going to be the exact same, because we don't actually have any need to come here. But you might get a glance of it as you fly on by once you get a elytra. So it's worth decorating. So we will do that this episode, despite how much pain that might bring me. I will see to it that it happens. We do have some glowstone. I forgot the name of it for a second. Back in the zombie farm, so we can finish decorating in some way. And yes, I'm trying to whisper / be very quiet. Even though half of it's behind the hill, it does look quite prominent, I'd say. So at least it's got that going for it. I'm going to be honest with you, this building won't be 100% done, and this is the reason. We have run out entirely of blue dye. I've even been going around collecting cornflowers, which give blue dye. I think there was one more that I saw. I can't see it anymore, but there was one over there somewhere. But that would only give us 8 cyan, or 16, which also isn't enough. So we're going to have to go mining for lapis. But you can't really see this from any angle. So we'll pretend it'll be finished. Oh dear. When we finish it. So pretend it's done. And this is what we're looking at the minute. or looking like at the minute. That's the better way of saying it. I've got the glowstone to put in yet, and the windows, and the decoration, and probably a whole lot more, but that's all I can focus on right now. Okay, we've got all the windows in now. We're just adding in the final bit, which is lighting. Let's not go up there, because it's only disappointment. I think that might... Nope. Nope. Okay, it's not everything. This is now everything. We've got lighting, we've got windows, we've got floors. Very boring floors, but they're floors. We also have ceilings. Who'd have thunk it? So it's all coming together now. We've got a great gravel elevator because I accidentally destroyed the water at the top. And yeah, so this is what the building now looks like. For Minecraft, it doesn't look great. But if I saw this in a city, I thought it would look nice. And that is what I'm going for. So I'm very happy. Like, it's plain, but compared to the lack of plain here, oops, not there. The lack of plain here, I think it's quite nice. So I'm happy with it. It is very plain there. I think we might take it even lower. Maybe to... that would block them windows. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we do it as an angle. Wow. We won't do that. But maybe we will. But we won't. But as for what it is for now, I like it. Let me add the furniture, and then I can finally not go to sleep, but I can finally start editing. I will let you know what time it becomes when I'm doing that. Shh. This isn't actually finished. If you look from the other side, the bottom's not there. Not gonna lie, I completely forgot about that bit. Let's pretend that's not there. For now, it will be done at some point. But we don't see that for a long time, because by the time we make it over to this island, years will have passed. Nah, maybe, I don't know, but hopefully not that long. But realistically, we're going to build out from here. This little, well, it's not an island, but it's a bit of an enclave. What's the opposite of an enclave? An outclave. We'll call it that. We're going to populate this first and then move up there. So by the time we get over there, and there is what I mean by there, is going to be a long time, and that will be done by then. I could just not show you that, and we can all accept that it's done, but I'm being honest. So the way we're going to decorate every room is by simply a bed, a crafting table, and a painting. And the painting will be random. So we might put it here. We might put it above the bed that we shove in there. You know, it's nothing fancy, but it exists. And so I'm happy with it. Okay, you might have to just take my word for it, because I'm not sure how it looks. But every room is now populated with a painting, a crafting table, and a bed. You can somewhat see it. That is my favourite room because of the painting. But yeah, it's looking rather complete, this building. If you don't look at the back of it, at least, or the top of it. So if you only look at half the sides of it, it looks good. So I'm going to call it there for the episode. I said I'd tell you what time I finished at. Let me try and figure that out. It's not too bad. It's only 1 o'clock in the morning. So I just need to edit the entire thing, and we'll be good to get it out one day late. So, to each and every one of you, or each to one of you that sees this, thank you for watching. Goodbye.